literally glide into the studio on a harness, and blood dripping from my mouth and laser fingertips.
Hi, I'm Jerry Jewell. I'm a comedian, actress, writer, and here I am today, all over the place podcast where the fun sanity never ends. Fun sanity. I like that word.
Hello and welcome back to the All Over the Place podcast, the official podcast of Media Pub Live. I'm your host, Eric Pervoznik, and we have got awesome guests with us today. So minimal on the pitter patter. Just thank you, everybody. We continue to grow every week. Every week, we got more subscribers over at YouTube, Spotify, all the audio platforms. Thank you so much for listening, checking us out, watching. And back once again, we've got Jim Culver. How are you, Jim?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Life is excellent. Life is phenomenal. Just over at the celebration this morning for the Blessed Mary today over at Mass. So yes, it was a full Mass today, hour and 15, not the usual 30 minutes. So yeah, as we talked about recently. That's right, Marty Zamora. It was a long Mass today, but I made it through.
Hey! I was there. I'm surprised I didn't see you.
I felt your presence, yes. So, but always good to have you guys here. And we've got with us today, they are celebrating the release of their new album, their debut album, No Time for Warning. And they are described as, well, actually, I'm going to read you their mission statement, not how they're described. Their mission statement, I love, is to resonate a new high-energy dynamic rock experience that will carry on into the future of traditional rock and roll. Please welcome to All Over the Place. We've got Mark, we've got Pete, we've got Adam from Carry On Band. Welcome, guys, to the podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely.
Welcome, fellas.
So that description right there, it's a phenomenal mission statement, especially in a time where we keep hearing rock is dead.
Yeah.
Who keeps saying that? And what's your guys' reaction when you hear rock is dead?
Resurrected.
We're still here.
Well,
yeah.
I think back to what the Texas Hippie Coalition once sang: "Rock ain't dead; it's in rehab."
So rehab.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Just needs those paddles to shock it up a little bit,
Every good rock sure needs a defibrillator, absolutely. So who came up with that mission statement? Was that a group thing? Was it an evolution? And how did the mission statement come out?
Pretty much everything we do is a group thing. We just kind of throw ideas back and forth until something materializes. So
till we get tired of arguing.
Band arguments, that's unheard of. I can't believe that. No.
Never happened.
I believe we call that consensus, trying to come to consensus, not arguing.
That's right.
Actually, we get along really well.
Yeah, we do. We don't really argue.
All right. So how often does the front man storm off in a hissy?
I haven't done that once in this band.
Oh, then you're not even trying.
He just doesn't have a reason to.
Yeah.
I'm just scared they won't let me back in if I storm out.
He doesn't have a key to the studio. That's why.
And with the new album, No Time for Warning, I got to tell you guys kicked it off with an amazing song, 3.5 minutes. That thing is infectious, and especially when you get to the break, everything. It's just a good, pure rock and roll song. Tell us about how that song came about.
That song came about really in spontaneously. We had been working on other songs, and the songs that we had been working on were too long, and I had been trying to emphasize that we need to cut these songs down more so that they can be more radio friendly. And somebody started playing a riff, and Adam, came in with the time. And, since I had just been preaching about making the song shorter, I just kept doing that in the lyric of the song, that it needed to be 3.5 minutes. And as the song progressed on, I started writing down lyrics about it. And, those lyrics became parts of the verses. I kept returning back to, it needs to be about 3.5 minutes, right? And at the first run through of the song, the song was finished. We actually wrote that song in 3.5 minutes. We went back and tweaked it, changed, some vocals, changed some parts and whatnot. But we played the song all the way through from the original creation of the riff to the end of the song and finished it the first time through. And we were recording at the time. It happened to be exactly 3.5 minutes.
Kismet.
It was
So you didn't need to say time's up at the end. It was where it needed to be.
it was where it needed to be. It was where it needed to be. The time's up was in there, and it still ended up being 3.5 minutes. It was great. It was
Great.
really fun.
What is it? Creative serendipity,
There you go.
or maybe just dumb luck.
Or
I think it was done.
Yeah.
Bit of both.
Now we were on a roll though. We were writing a bunch of songs at the time.
Yeah, we were in here every day doing it, so it was. We had gotten used to working together already.
And what is the recording process like for you guys? Do you go in as a band together and just jam out a song, or do you just do all your parts separately and then mix them all together?
Well, usually Pete will enter the studio in a puff of smoke and colored lights with a riff, and then Adam will, bring in the drums, with confetti explosions and pyrotechnics. I usually glide into the studio on a harness, and blood dripping from my mouth and laser fingertips. Yeah. And, I'll lay down a lyric. We don't do any of that stuff live, though. That's just, for the studio, the writing process. That's it.
And then
So
we
stripped down is what you're saying. Got it.
Yeah, very bare bones.
Yes.
No nonsense.
Oh yeah.
No, but honestly, we will usually start with Pete, with a riff that Pete comes up with, and work it up from there.
Yeah.
Do you guys write songs? So, for example, you have this new album, but leading up to it, was it you guys had a little hiatus after maybe touring, and then you showed up with new stuff to go through, or is it an ongoing writing process?
Well, this album is our debut album. So before this album, we were doing a lot of fundraisers, charity events for, community, and basically playing cover tunes. Our versions of them, but, nevertheless, cover tunes. And then we decided that, Pete had a bunch of tunes that he wanted to do. So we decided to start writing originals. And like Pete was saying the other day, we really did take a pretty big gamble on it, because people were used to us. We had a good size audience at the time, and people were used to us playing cover tunes. When we switched over to playing strictly original music, we thought we were going to lose a lot of people, but we didn't. We actually gained more.
That's outstanding. That is the up and coming band's dream, is to start playing their own music.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you did keep one song that I'm going to guess that you were doing the cover of it in the live setting. Yeah, I love your take on the Ronettes' "Be My Baby." So talk to us about, just making that, quickly back to a show that we did last year, our favorite cover songs, but cover songs deconstructed. I'm the kind of guy, if I want to listen to the original, I'll listen to the original. I like a band that'll mix things up with the cover song and make it their own. So tell us about the process for you guys making that one just a really good blues dirge.
Well,
It was Pete.
yeah, that was Pete's decision, because honestly, that wasn't a cover song that we had been doing. We had talked to our producer, Simon Phillips, and he said that it would be a good idea to bring a cover tune into the mix. So Adam and I turned to Pete and said, "What do you want to do?" And he said, I'll get back to you on it. And then, a few days later, he comes in and goes, "We're going to do the Ronettes' Be My Baby."
And they thought I was crazy.
We thought he was out of his mind.
Wanted to do Give Blood. They said no.
I was opting for Muskrat Love, but that one wasn't going to fly either. So,
Oh, careful! In this wall of albums behind me, I do have some Captain and Tennille with Muskrat Love, so we can we can get crazy here. But it sounds similar. Like a band I was in when I was in LA, Glorious Disaster. I brought to the table Neil Diamond's America, and my guys were used to playing, Pantera, AC/DC, Sabbath, and they got probably the same cockeyed look that you got, Pete, and then.
Oh yeah.
And eventually just all came together. And again, I love what you guys did with that. You've really made it your own. It's a very cool take.
We try to make it dark.
yeah, we did.
And Mark, you brought up Simon Phillips, a renowned drummer, and Adam. I know that he's one of your influences. So tell us what that was like getting to work with a guy that you've got that sound of his, and then taking it and incorporating your own into it with him in the studio.
Oh, that was amazing, man. That was definitely a dream come true for sure. Going and seeing his concerts as a kid, and then being able to, actually play in front of him. It was scary, but awesome at the same time. So, and now I actually drum tech for him now. So I've been working with him since we did the record, right? I want to say, yeah. So much. It's, so it's a continuous learning curve, but it's definitely awesome, man. Definitely.
So where is he playing these days? Because it was funny. Marty and I are huge Iron Maiden fans, and with Nico McBrain stepping away, up the irons right there. And if I felt like shifting the camera around, we could see my big poster and flag there. But I was figuring that Simon Phillips would be the guy to fill in to take over for Nico, but no go. So what is Simon doing now that you're able to tech for him?
Oh well, he's got his own project, Protocol, that he's had. Okay. His own group. He does. He started doing like these a lot of these jazz gigs up in Ojai, and then he's using a club called, I think it's the Grape in Ventura, and he does. He just puts musicians together. They'll do a straight ahead jazz gig or a funk. They'll pick an artist and they'll Herbie Hancock, or they'll go to straight ahead jazz. He'll go Freddie Herbert, or they'll just pick random concepts and they'll go with it. And then right now he's on tour with he's in Italy with Gianna Giannini, I believe. Okay. He'll be there till, I think, the end of December. Yeah, because I won't see him till probably around the 1st or 2nd of January. So, he's got Protocol tours lined up for next year. So, yeah.
I'm loving hearing names. Simon Phillips. I think Simon Phillips. I'm thinking just that bombastic hard rock, melodic rock stuff, and you're bringing up just jazz, funk, all that kind of stuff. And with you guys, I mean, you're described as a melodic rock guitar driven band, but with the pop sensibilities that Mark brought up, coming in with that 3.5 minutes of, but also prog influence. So how do you guys mix that all together? Just bringing all of your different tastes and likes and making it work as a band.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
We always try to throw a couple of different styles in different songs, so we kind of challenge ourselves.
And the three of us come from different influences anyway, so blending them all together is just part of the process for us, I guess.
And Adam, tell us about that drum break, the drum solo in the break on Queen of Hearts, because that thing is massive. I'm loving that.
Oh, cool. Thank you. That was actually, I think when we were another one of Pete's songs, we were doing that. That section was very long. That's what Mark was talking about. He's like, we got to cut that down. It was like, I think it was like a 4-minute break, and it was actually I was going back and forth with the bass player. We're trying to get like I'm familiar with Planet X. We're trying to get some of that, fusion stuff going in there. And it just got longer and longer, and eventually we ended up just cutting it down. That is a cool section. I do enjoy that. Thank you for letting me do that, guys. Thank you.
Because it was originally like a 15-minute song.
Yeah, song was very long.
We had to cut it.
Well, you save that for the live setting when they say, well, you've only got one more song, and then you break that one out and you play for 15, 20 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah. Basically, we let Adam do that to keep him interested, to keep playing with the band.
Yeah, funny. I only had 2 takes on that, so that's the second take. The first drum part that we did, I think he liked that one better. He was like, it's because he's all about space and recording, and not so much flashy. It's more of let the drums sing.
Mhm.
And first one was great. I thought, but then I did the second. He's like, let's go with the second one. I think that one's a little better. So, but yeah, that was all in 2 takes, man. Yeah.
In fact, you can see that that drum section because we videotaped it,
Oh, that's
and
right.
there's a YouTube video of us working with, or Adam working with Simon on that drum breakdown. That drum solo.
It's on the website also.
Yeah, it's on the website as well. Yeah. So
There we go. I got you guys. Oh, never mind. That's the. Let's skip into that really quickly since producer Eric screwed up and put the wrong banner up there. You guys got a gig coming up to kick off the new year, opening for the Motels over at Canyon Club, or is it Canyon Club or the Canyon over in Agora Hills? Probably just the Canyon these days.
I think it's the Canyon here.
Yeah.
It's still the Canyon Club, but the Canyon is the big word.
Yeah. So, but the Canyon that's coming up on January 17th at the Canyon in Agora Hills, California.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. What that's going to be like for you guys opening for the Motels.
Well, you had brought up Iron Maiden, and one of the guitar players that
Plays with Bruce.
Yeah, well, Roy Z. Ramirez, who's a friend of the band's and a friend
Right.
of since Roy was younger. Is possibly going to be sitting in with us. He's going to be sitting in with us at that gig for the Motels, and Roy produced some Bruce Dickinson stuff, back in when Bruce was doing some solo work outside of Iron Maiden. So.
Right. This is the 6 Degrees of Carry On Band. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Wow. So Martha Davis was a big time crush for me when I was in junior high.
I love those songs. I love the
Yeah.
Motown songs. In fact, that one of my favorite lyrics of all time is "Take the L out of lover and it's over." I just think that's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I wonder how jazzed they were when someone discovered that and went, "Wow, that's amazing."
Yeah, no, right?
I'm a lyrical genius.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So hopefully, Chipper Gary, who's the PR guy that we've been working with, and that introduced us to you,
Right.
we're friends with Martha, and is going to speak with her about possibly opening for more shows. But we'll see how that plays out. That would be fun.
Very, very cool.
Well, I'm only one state over here in Phoenix, so hopefully we can get you guys over to the Celebrity Theater, just someplace here. Check out. Marty's the closest to you. He can take a quick trip up the 5 for you.
Yeah, and on that note, are you still doing the Sunday acoustic gig for the Saturday Sinners?
That's me. I do that once a month. I'm not doing it this month, which would normally be this Sunday, but I'm going to be on a cruise ship with my girlfriend because it's her birthday coming up.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Sunday set for this
You
month,
have to go.
but we'll be back. I'll be back with Sunday set. Soon.
In January?
Yeah, hopefully in January. Yeah.
All right, I'll look out for you.
Yeah.
Take the wife out and make her feel special.
There you go.
Cool, man.
Well, so Mark, I know you do the album covers and other artwork for the band. What's the creative process like for that? Do you take inspiration mostly from the music or from other places?
Yeah, mostly from the music. On this particular one, we had settled on the "No Time for Warning" as the title for the CD. So I pitched to Pete, what he thought about doing like a desert landscape with an atomic explosion inside of an hourglass, and he liked it. He said, "Run with it." So I ran with it, and that's what we came up with.
Right on.
So being an illustrator or an all-around artist, as it seems, maybe this Carry On thing could have its own mascot, say in the, you know, kind of how Iron Maiden did with Eddie.
Yeah.
It could. We just got
Have
to
a little
what
signature
that would
dude,
be, but yeah.
A drumming mascot.
The German
put a
mask.
brand new something, put a costume on a Chewini and have him run around the stage.
There you go. Yeah.
It's quite an image.
Marty, take a prototype up for one of those Sunday Center shows.
There you go.
There you
I got a Chewini, so I'll throw a suit on him.
A Chewini.
Everybody needs a gimmick.
Yeah.
Kiss, Wasp, Motley Crue.
There you go.
Now, with no time for warning, folks, and I want to thank on the show with us today is Carry On Band, and their new album "No Time for Warning" is out now, and I've got for those of you watching, you can see where you can purchase that, and for those listening, that will be at www.decoentertainment.com/in-the-square/carry-on-band, and you can get the album on both CD and vinyl. Guys, what's that like for you, making sure that both of those are available in today's music listening experience, in addition to having it on all the streaming services as well?
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first vinyl that I've put out, so I'm really excited about it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Nothing like dropping a needle on, as one of our former guests there. I got my Mark Daly in the Ravens recently.
Oh, cool.
Eric's a vinyl guy for sure.
I am vinyl through and through. And today is coincidentally the 2-year anniversary seeing Mark open for Jeff Tate.
Oh, wow.
My favorite Queensrycher out here in Arizona. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So in addition to the Motels, anything else lining up for you guys in terms of either being a headliner or opening for anybody and doing some gigs in Southern California and or beyond?
Well, we're interviewing or we're reaching out to booking agents right now. We've got a call later on this evening about that, and we're going to see what we can find to, put us on some slots and hopefully develop a small tour, if not a large one. We'll see.
Cross the fingers.
Great. Look forward to that.
Definitely.
Well, I'm a baseball guy, so I'm not going to jinx anything by asking who you're reaching out to. I'll remind people, make sure you're staying up to speed with the band, with Carry On Band. They're at X, Facebook, and Instagram, and also at their site, which is just www.carry-on-band.com. And I want to go back to what you said earlier, but as you were, setting the stage for putting the album together, you guys, you mentioned earlier doing some work for charities, whether it was the St. Jude helping kids kick cancer or kicking cancer's ass, or I know you were at the Long Beach Rock for Vets. And what is it? Why is it so important for you guys to go out there and do these charity events?
Well, I think because we've all been playing for a very long time, and at this point in our careers, it kind of feels like it's important for us to be able to give something back. We're asking people to come out and share the music all the time. So, since we've got the platform, we figured it's a good thing to try to help out where we can, and we enjoy doing it. We enjoy contributing back to the community.
Outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
And it provides a lot of opportunities. We did a gig at the Roxy 13 years ago with Gene Simmons and for Rock for Vets. And this was back when Gene was doing his Family Jewels thing. We weren't on the Family Jewels, but that event was on Family Jewels. And we got to play with what's his name?
Bobby Kimball.
Bobby Kimball,
And
John Avila, the bass player from Oingo Boingo, sat in with us and played, played his version of Dead Man's Party. Yeah, it was a really cool version. Does it to like the vibe of Fever. You give me fever.
Oh,
yeah.
But he does his party in that style. It was really cool.
That sounds cool. Speaking of the Strip, Mark, what was your time frame on the Sunset Strip. I read in your bio that you, when you were younger, you did a little songwriting, a little playing out there.
Yeah, both Pete and I played with different bands on the strip. I mean, I think we were both there in like the 80s. You know, 80s. I also was there in the 90s. You know, so
I spent a fair bit of time there when I was in high school and a little beyond.
right.
That was the 80s. Admittedly, probably the earlier 80s than I'd like to admit.
Still in
There's a
there.
statute of limitations, Marty. I don't think you can get in trouble anymore.
Yeah, that was back when you would walk up to the sort of Rainbow, or it didn't matter, Troubadour, and the way they checked your ID was they said, "How old are you?" And you go, 18. Come on, that was it.
So very different Vegas back then.
Pete played quite a bit at Gazzari's back when Gazzari's was still there.
Oh, I love Gazzari's. Yeah.
Yeah, I never actually played Gazzari's. I played the Troubadour. I played Gazzari's after it had become the Key Club and whatever it was before the Key Club.
Yeah.
And then the Roxy and the Whiskey and the Central and the Viper Room, you know, because the Viper Room used to be the Central.
And the Whiskey. You ever play the Whiskey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Troubadour was way down at the other end.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a trek, especially if you're going to do it on foot.
Yeah, well, the Troubadour is actually on Santa Monica.
It is.
It's actually not on the Sunset Strip. It's on, but it's in the same. It's still.
Yeah, I kind of lumped them together because they did a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I made a walk or two from one to the other.
There you go.
But
Well, as we've mentioned on the show before, Marty, you get your good buzz on or beyond, and then you walk it off, going to the next place, and then
better
you go
living
straight
for
to that.
Or you're looking for your car.
And another of the things I really like about the album, guys, the no Time for Warning, is the harmonies, especially the harmonies on Shout. So talk to us about that, and just getting together as a band and just making that magic work vocally.
Well, that's based that. Those harmonies were all done in the studio, because the vocals are all me on the album. But Adam worked with me a lot during the process to when we were recording those vocals, and Pete was messing with his phone when we were recording.
Couldn't get that.
No, but Pete would point out often where he would want, vocals, harmonies, and where he wouldn't. Adam and I would work together on trying to find the parts, But there was one time when we laid down the vocals for No Time for Warning, and we had gone through it a couple of times, laid down a few different tracks for No Time for Warning, and then Pete says, "That's good, Mark. Don't you have somewhere else you need to go?"
That's right.
And it kicked me out of the studio so that Pete could cut up my vocals because he was scared to do it with me there. So.
I was cutting till 9 o'clock that night.
So
we were here for
I
a
took
long
his
time.
vocals and moved them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splicing and pasting, and that's the beauty of Pro Tools, man. He could do whatever he want with it. And then he came and re-sang it. What he came up with. And it works. Yeah.
Forced creative serendipity.
There you go.
That's why we don't have arguments. I just throw them out.
Yeah.
Now, just don't be sneaking back into the studio and taking anybody's bass parts out like you're a certain band recording Injustice for All. Don't do that. Not cool.
Well, we've done that too, haven't we?
Yeah, probably.
We've taken stuff out.
Yeah, I noticed the bass player's not there with you today, so I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually you can't find the parts.
Yeah, there's so much. We had so much. When we started recording the record, there was so much. I mean, our hard drives were filling
Adam
up.
doesn't like something. He goes, "Oh, I lost it."
Yeah. Yeah. That happened several times. Yeah.
Is this kind of like Spinal Tap, but with the bass player?
Yes. Yeah.
Just you look over and he's smoke.
He's spontaneously combusted. Yes.
Yeah, we lost another bass player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. What's cool is that they both play bass, so you know, we don't like, you know, they'll put a demo and try to, you know, it works. All right, I need a piece. Hey, put this in, you know. So it works. Yeah.
Well, folks, I definitely want to encourage you to head over to decoentertainment.com/in-the-square/carry-on-band. Make sure you pick up the vinyl or the CD of No Time for Warning. Check them out on tour. Like I said, you got them on the socials, Facebook, X, Instagram, and also check out them out at their website, carry-onband.com, where you can see clips, like they mentioned earlier, just different live versions of things. A lot of good music over there to check them out. And before I let you go, though, guys, I'm going to ask each of you to take one song off the album that for people who have not yet heard Carry On Band, what is the one song that you would want them to hear that would grab them and make them a Carry On Band fan? So we'll start with you, Pete.
I think No Time for Warning. I think that's the most challenging song to play. That's just one of my favorites.
Nice. Good call. All right, Adam, over to you.
I'd have to say Lovely, Long and Lean. The groove
nice.
on the you know, the glue that keeps that together is you know, it's I feel it's like something that's lost in a lot of today's music. You know, you miss that relationship between, you know, the core of the song driven, you know, and yeah, I don't know. For me, it's that groove.
All right, Mark, over to you.
Well, for me, I guess it would be I'm Ready, because it's a song about a zombie apocalypse, and who doesn't like songs about zombie apocalypse? So
Yeah, everything about a zombie apocalypse.
You were pandering directly to my two co-hosts on that one, absolutely, and you got me as well.
For sure.
Could be.
It's actually also a metaphor on you know, technology in the modern age, you know, and how it has a tendency to turn into zombies. Because we were talking last week about nobody remembers phone numbers anymore. You don't have to; they're all on your phone. So, you know, the only phone numbers that I have in my memory anymore are like phone numbers from when I was a kid. Right, my best friend's phone number when he was a kid, I still remember, but I don't remember anybody else's phone number.
216-856-1843. That was me growing up in Warren, Ohio. Yep, there you have it.
See,
That's
there
cool.
you go.
All this useless knowledge also includes one phone number from a kid from being a kid. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with. I'm the host. I'm gonna throw my vote in. I love Queen of Hearts because I'm not a huge prog guy, but I like my prog condensed, and that song's got everything in it that I think just captures you guys perfectly, and just a great album ender. I love that tune. And, Marty, I think your plane's back.
Sorry about that.
Plane.
The plane. We're gonna mute Marty, but it's there. It's gone. That's
They had to leave without me.
That's short runway. But folks, definitely check out Carry On Band, like at the website. Look for them live, especially open if you're in Southern California. Make sure you check them at the Canyon out in Agora Hills. That's on January 17th. Guys, thank you so much. Adam, Pete, Mark, thanks for joining us here on All Over the Place. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
bunch.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. It was a lot of fun.
All right, folks, this has been All Over the Place, the official podcast of Media Pub Live, where the fun sanity never ends, and we'll be back real soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you.
All Over the Place, where the fun sanity never ends.